wine, clawing at the breasts of adolescents. Nuzzling, tearing, shrieking, beating. God, worry fashion so.
Poor girl's body.
I wish she had sent me this beastly book. I must have something nice about it.
The binding's very dashing.
She used to be such fun before she married that gloomy little man.
She was always a fierce pursues. It's so silly of people to try and cultivate the artistic temperament. Our fawn, she's a completely normal, bouncing Englishwoman.
You didn't shave this morning.
I know I didn't. I'm going to in a minute, once I've finished this.
I sometimes wish we were more normal and bouncing, Simon.
Why?
I should like to be a fresh, open-air girl with a passion for games.
Thank God you're not.
It would be so soothing.
Not in this house.
Where's Mother?
In the garden, practicing.
Practicing?
She's learning the names of all the flowers by heart.
What is she up to?
I don't know. Damn, that's crooked!
I always distrust her when she becomes a squire's lady.
So do I.
She's been at heart all day. She tapped the barometer this morning.
She's probably got a plan about impressing somebody.
I wonder who.
Some dreary, young, infatuated man will walk through that door any minute, I expect.
Not today. You don't think she's asked anyone down today, do you?
I don't know. Has father noticed anything?
No, he's too immersed in his work.
Perhaps Clara will know.
Yell for her.
Clara! Clara!
Oh, Simon, I do hope she doesn't ask anyone down today.
Why? Have you?
Yes.
Why on earth didn't you tell me?
I don't think you care one way or another.
Who is it?
Richard Greatham.
How exciting! I've never heard of him.
I shouldn't flaunt your ignorance about you. It makes you look silly. Everyone's heard of Richard Greatham.
How lovely for them.
He's a frightfully well-known diplomatist. I met him at the Mayfaring stance.
He'll need all his diplomacy here.
I warned him not to expect good manners, but I hope you'll be as pleasant to him as you can.
I've never met any diplomatists, Sorel, but as a class, I'm extremely prejudiced against them. They're so suave and polished and debonair.
You could be a bit more polished without losing caste.
Will he have the papers with him?
What papers?
Oh, any papers.
I do wish you confide your biting irony to your caricatures, Simon.
And I wish you confined your girlish infatuations to London and not force them on your poor, defenseless family.
I shall keep them out of your way as much as possible.
Do, darling. Stop! Clara! Has Mother asked anyone down this weekend?
I don't know, dear. There isn't much food in the house, and Amy's got a toothache.
I've got some oil of cloves somewhere.
She's tried that, but her only button her tongue. Poor girl's been writhing about in the scully since 1 o'clock.
You haven't forgotten to put those flowers in the Japanese room.
The Japanese room is essentially feminine and entirely unsuited to your pet of the Foreign Office.
Shut up, Simon.
The room looks lovely, dear. Don't worry. Just like your mother's dressing room on the first night.
How restful.
Have you told her about your boyfriend?
Not boyfriend, Clara.
Oh, whatever he is.
I think Sorrel's beginning to become ashamed of us all, Clara. I don't altogether blame her, we are very slapdash.
Are you going to leave that picture in the guest bathroom, dear? Not sure if it's the right fit for it. Got a pink naked woman rolling around the field.
Nudity can be very beautiful, Clara!
Can it? Perhaps being a dresser for so long has spoiled the eye for it.
Clara's looking tired. We ought to have more servants and not depend on just her so much.
You know we can never keep them. You're right about us being slapdash, Simon. I wish we weren't.
Does it matter?
It must, I think, to other people.
It's not our fault. It's the way we've been brought up.
Well, if we're clever enough to realize that, we ought to be clever enough to change ourselves.
I'm not sure I want to.
We're so awfully bad manners.
Not to people we like.
The people we like put up with it, because they like us.
What exactly do you mean by bad manners? Lack of social tricks and small talk.
We never attempt to look after people when they come here.
Why should we? It's loathsome being looked after.
Yes, but people like little attentions. We've never once asked anyone if they've slept well.
I consider that an impertinence anyhow.
I'm going to try to improve.
You're only going on like this because you've got a mania for a diplomatist. You'll soon return to normal.
Abnormal, Simon. That's what we are. Abnormal. People stare in astonishment when we say what we consider to be completely ordinary things. I just remarked at Frida's lunch the other day how nice it would be if someone invented something to make all our faces go up, because I was so bored of them going down. And they all thought I was mad.
It's no use worrying, darling. We see things differently, I suppose. And if people don't like it, well, they can lump it.
Mother has been awfully restless lately.
Yes, I know.
Life must be terribly dull for her now, with nothing to do.
She'll return soon, I expect. People never retire from the stage for long.
I'll only be livid if she does.
That won't matter.
You look awfully dirty, Simon. What have you been doing?
Not washing very much.
Sure, darling, really. It's so bad for the skin to leave things about on it. Clara says Amy's got a toothache. Poor dear. There's some oil of cloves in my medicine cupboard. Who's Amy? The scullery maid, I think. Extraordinary. She doesn't look Amy a bit, does she? Much more flossy. Pass me a cigarette. Delphiniums are those stubby red flowers, aren't they?
No, darling, they're tall. And blue.
Oh, that's right. No. The red ones are somebody's name. Asters, that's it. I knew it was something opulent. I do hope that Clara has remembered about the Japanese room. Japanese room? Yes. I told her to put in some flowers to take Simon's flannels out of the wardrobe drawer. So did I. Why? I've asked Richard to read them down for the weekend. I didn't think you'd mind. Mind? How dare you do such a thing? He's a diplomatist. That makes it much worse. You must wire him away at once. It's too late. Well, then we'll have Clara tell him we've been called away. That would be extremely rude. And anyhow, I want to see him. You mean just stand there in cold blood and tell me you've invited a complete stranger down for the weekend and that you want to see him? I've often heard before. I fail to see how that helps matters. Where's he going to sleep? In the Japanese room. Oh, no, he isn't. Sandy Tyrell is sleeping there.
There now, what did I tell you?
Sandy what? Tyrell, dear.
Why didn't you tell us, Mother?
I did. I've spoken of nothing but Sandy Tyrell for days. I adore Sandy Tyrell.
You've never mentioned him.
Who is he, Mother? Oh, he's an absolute darling and madly in love with me. Not me exactly, it's my celebrated actress Glamour. But it gives me a divinely cozy feeling. I met him at your entrance. Mother, I wish you'd give up this sort of thing. What exactly do you mean by this sort of thing, Sorel? You know perfectly well what I mean. Are you attempting to criticize me? I should have thought you'd be above encouraging silly, callow, young men who are infatuated by your name. That may be true. But I will allow no one but myself to say it. I hope you grow to be a good daughter to me, not a critical aunt. It's so terribly cheap. Cheap? Nonsense! What about your diplomacy? Surely that's a little different, dear. If you mean because you happen to be a vigorous ingenue of 19, that gives you a complete monopoly on any amorous adventures that may be about, I feel it is my firm duty to disillusion you. But Mother, anyone would think I was 80 the way you go on. I knew I should have sent you off to boarding schools, and then you come back, and maybe your elder sister.
That wouldn't have been of any use, darling. Everybody knows we're your son and daughter.
Only because I was stupid enough to dangle you in front of candles when you were little. Knew I should regret it.
I don't see any point in trying to be any younger than you are.
At your age, dear, it would be indecent if you did. But Mother, darling, don't you see it's awfully undignified for you to go flaunting about with young men? I don't flaunt about. Never have. I have been morally always an extremely nice woman all my life. More or less. And if dabbling gives me pleasure, I don't see why I shouldn't dabble. What is on to give you pleasure anymore? You've grown terribly feminine all the time, Sorel. I wish I brought you up differently. I'm proud of being feminine. Oh, you're a doll, and I love you. And you're very pretty, and I'm madly jealous of you. Are you really? How lovely. You will be nice to Sandy when he gets here. Can't he sleep in little hell? Darling, he's frightfully athletic. All those hot water pipes will sap his vitality. Will sap Richard's vitality too. You probably won't notice them. He's probably used to tropical embassies with pompous wedding and everything.
He's sure to be deadly anyhow.
You're getting far too blasé and exclusive, Simon.
Nothing of the sort. Only I loathe being hearty with your men friends.
You have never been civil to any of my friends, men or women. Don't bigger.
Anyhow, the Japanese room is a woman's room, and a woman ought to have it.
I've offered it to Sandy. He adores anything Japanese.
So does Myra.
Myra?
Myra Arundel? I've asked her down.
You've... What?
I've asked Myra down for the weekend. She's awfully amusing.
Well, all I can say, it's beastly of you. You might have warned me. What on earth will Richard say?
Something exquisitely non-committal, I expect.
This is too much. Do you mean to tell me something that you thought?
Yes, Mother, I do. I've asked Myra down for the weekend, and I have perfect right to. You always brought us up to be so free about things.
Myra Arundel tests freedom to its very limits.
Well, don't you like her?
Oh, no, darling. I detest her. She's too old for you, and she uses sex as some sort of shrimping.
Wait, Mother!
There's no use getting cross. You know perfectly well I dislike her, and that's why you didn't tell me she was coming until it was too late to stop her. It's intolerable of you.
Whether she's here or not is a matter of extreme indifference to me. But I'm afraid Richard won't like her very much.
You're afraid Richard will like her too much.
That was an offensive remark, Simon, and rather silly.
Why don't you fall in love with nice young girls instead of self-conscious vampires?
She's not a vampire, and I never said I was in love with her.
He's crazy about her. She butters him up and admires his sketches.
What about you picking up old gentlemen at dances?
He's not old!
You've both upset me thoroughly. I wanted a nice restful weekend with Sandy's and genuine affections were all the couples of my heart when I felt in the Lord, and now there'll be utter discord, and not enough food, everyone fighting over the bath. Total agony. Wish I was dead.
You needn't worry about Myra and me, Mother. We shall keep out of everyone's way.
I shall take Richard out on the river all day tomorrow.
In what?
The punt.
I forbid you to go near the pond.
It's sure to rain anyhow.
What your father will say, I tremble to think. He needs complete silence to finish the sinful woman.
I see no reason for there to be any noise, unless Sandy, what's his name, is given to shouting.
If you're mean to Sandy, I would be extremely angry.
He's
Why should you say everything but you? I just wanted one weekend with Myra and I. Just one weekend.
Why on earth are you all making such a noise?
I feel like I'm going mad.
Why hasn't Clara brought me my tea?
I don't know.
Where is Clara?
Please stop finding questions if you don't.
Why are you all so irritable? What's happened?
Here's your tea. Sorry I'm late with it. Amy forgot to put the tea kettle on. She's got a terrible toothache.
Oh, poor girl. Give her some oil of cloves.
If anyone else mentions boil of clothes, I shall do something desperate.
Oh, it's wonderful stuff. Where's Zoe?
She was in the garden this morning.
I suppose nobody thought about bringing her any lunch?
I put them near the kitchen table as usual, but she never came for it. She's probably mousing.
She's not old enough yet. She's probably fallen into the river for all you care. I think it's a shame.
Don't you worry your head. Zoe won't come to any harm. She's too wily.
I don't want to be disturbed. Listen, Simon, there's a perfectly sweet flapper coming down on the 4:30. Could you go down and meet her and be nice to her? Oh, she's an abject fool, but a very useful type, and I want to study her in more domestic surroundings. Oh, she can sleep in the Japanese room.
I would like someone to play me something very beautiful on the piano.
Damn everything! Damn!
Swearing doesn't help.
It helps me a lot!
What does father mean by going on like that?
In view of the imminent reception, you best go upstairs and shave Simon.
It's perfectly beastly. Whenever I make any sort of plan about anything, it's always done in by someone. I wish I were earning my own living somewhere. A free agent, able to do whatever I like, without having to be cluttered up and frustrated by the family.
It grieves me to hear you say that, Sorel.
Don't be infuriating, Mother.
A change has come over my children of late. I've tried to shut my eyes to it, but in vain. My time of life on the face bitter facts.
This is going to be the blackest Saturday till Monday we've ever spent.
You mustn't cry, Sorel.
Don't sympathize with me, it's only temper.
Put your head on my shoulder, dear.
Your head like the golden fleece.
Richard will have to have little help, and that horrible flapper in the Japanese room.
Over my dead body.
Mother, what are we to do?
We must all be very, very kind to everyone.
Now, Mother, none of that.
I don't know what you mean, Simon,
You were being beautiful and sad.
but I am beautiful and sad.
You're not particularly beautiful, darling, and you never were.
Never mind, I made thousands think I was.
And as for being sad...
Now, Simon, I will not be dictated to like this. If I say I am sad, then I am sad. You don't understand, because you're precocious and tiresome. Then, all women's lives.
Oh dear.
What was that, Sorel?
I said, oh dear.
But don't say it again, it annoys me.
You're such a lovely hypocrite.
I don't know what I've done to be cursed with such ungrateful children. It's very cruel at my time of life.
There you go again.
You're getting much too tall, Sorel.
Sorry, Mother.
Give me another of those disgusting cigarettes. I don't know where they came from. I'm going to put all of these dreadful people out of my head. Henceforth, my mind will be a complete blank on the subject.
It's all very fine, Mother, but I
have made a grand decision this morning.
What kind of decision?
It's a secret.
aren't you going to tell us?
Of course, I meant it's a secret from your father.
What is it?
I'm going back to the stage.
I knew it!
I'm stagnating, you see. I won't stagnate with this breath left in my body.
Do you think it's wise? You retired so very finally last year. What excuse do you have for returning so soon?
My public, then. Letters from my public.
Have you had any?
One or two. That's decided me, really. They ought to have hundreds.
We'll write some lovely ones and publish them in the papers.
Of course.
You will be dignified about it all, won't you, darling?
Dignified on the stage than in the country. It's my milieu. Terribly hard to be landed gentry with no real success. I long for excitement and glamour. Think of the thrill of the first night. All those ardent playgoers who really want to succeed. The critics leaning forward, receptive and exultant, emitting queer little inarticulate noises when some witty line tickles their fancy. The satisfied grunt of the Daily Mail, the abandoned gurgle of the Sunday Times, the shrill, enthusiastic scream of the Daily Express. Oh, I can distinguish them all.
Have you got to play?
I think I shall revive Love's Whirlwind.
Oh, Mother.
Father will be furious.
Not of that.
It's such a fearful play.
It's such a marvellous part. You mustn't say too much against it, Sorel. I'm willing to laugh at it a bit myself, but you must admit it was one of my greatest successes.
That's appalling, but I do love it. It makes me laugh.
The public love it too, and it doesn't make them laugh much. You're a fool. A blind, pitiable fool. You think because you bought my body that you bought my soul. You must say that's dramatic. I've dreamed of love like this, but I never realized, I never knew how beautiful it would be in reality. That line always made me cry.
The second act is the best, there's no doubt about it.
You know, once Victor comes on, it's strong, tremendously strong. Leave Victor for a moment, Sorel.
Do you mean when he comes in at the end of the act?
Yes, you know, is this a game? Is this a game? Yes, and a game that must be played to the finish.
Zara, what does this mean?
So many illusions shattered, so many dreams trampled in the dust.
Wait, I'll be George now. I don't understand. You and Victor, my God!
Hush! Isn't that little Pam crying?
She'll cry more, poor mite, when she realizes her mother is dead.
Don't say it!
Spare her that!
I've given you all the next life worth living. My youth, my womanhood, and now my child. Would you tear the very heart out of me? I tell you, it's infamous a man like you should be allowed to pollute society. You've ruined my life. I have nothing left. Nothing. God in heaven, where can I turn for help?
Is this true? Answer me, is this true?
Yes. yes, you could. Well, down there's the door.
I look hideous.
Yes, dear.
Oh, Clara, before you get the door, we shall be 8 for dinner.
My God.
And breakfast, lunch, tea, and dinner tomorrow.
You get the various rooms ready.
I shall have to. They can't sleep in the passage.
Oh, we've upset Clara. We can't be helped. Nothing can be helped. It's fate. Everything that happens is fate. That's always been a great comfort to me.
More like rock selfishness.
You mustn't be hurt, Clara.
But I may be. But I've got thought for others. 8 for dinner. Amy's going home early. It's more or less than an imposition.
Hadn't you better let them all in?
I say, it's perfectly ripping of you to let me come down.
Are you alone?
Yes.
I mean, did you meet anyone at the station?
No, I motored down. My car's outside. Is there anyone you'd like me to meet?
Oh, let me introduce you. This is my daughter, Sorel, and my son, Simon.
How do you do?
I'm extremely well, thank you. And I hope you are.
So do I.
I apologize for having rather peculiar children. Have you got a bag or anything?
Oh, yes, it's in the car.
We'd better leave it for now. Clara's still getting the tea. We'll find you your room after.
I've been looking forward to this for quite some time.
It's lovely, isn't it? You can see as far as Marlow on a clear day, they tell me.
Oh, I mean, I've been looking forward to seeing you.
How sweet of you. Would you care for a drink?
No, thanks. I'm in training.
Oh, lovely. What for?
Oh, I'm boxing again in a couple of weeks.
Oh, I must come to your first night.
Oh, you look simply splendid.
I'm so glad. You mustn't mind if Simon and Sorel insult you a little. They've been so terribly bad-tempered lately.
Oh, it's funny you having a grown-up son and daughter at all. I can hardly believe it.
I was married very young.
Oh, I don't wonder. It's frightfully queer the way I've been planning to know you for ages, and I never did until last week.
Oh, I liked you from the first, really, because you're such a nice shape.
Oh, I see.
Small hips, lovely long legs. I wish Simon had smaller hips. Do you think you could teach him to box?
Rather, if he likes.
That's what's the trouble. I don't think he would like. He's just so terribly arguing. That sort of thing. But never mind, you must use your influence subtly. I know David would be pleased.
Who's David?
My husband.
Oh!
Why are you saying, oh, like that? Didn't you know I have a husband?
I thought he was dead.
No, he's not dead. He's upstairs.
You're quite different than you were the other day.
It's this garden hat. I'll take it off. There, I was pruning the calceolarials.
Oh.
I love my garden, you know. So peaceful and quaint. I can spend long days dreaming away in it. You know how one dreams.
Oh. Yes.
Always long to leave the pretty glamour of the cities and theatres and find rest in some old-world nook. That's why we came to Cookham.
Oh, it's awfully nice. Cookham. Nice.
Have you ever seen me on stage?
Rather.
What if?
Oh, that one where you pretended to cheat at cards to save your husband's good name.
Oh, yes. The bold deceiver. That was never quite right.
Oh, you were wonderful. Oh, that's when I first fell in love with you.
Oh, was it really?
Oh, yes. Oh, you were so frightfully pathetic and brave.
Was I?
Rather.
Well, go on.
Oh, it's funny, me telling you what I think as though it mattered.
Of course it matters to me, anyhow.
Do you mean that? Honestly?
Certainly.
Oh, it seems too good to be true. Us sitting here, talking as though we're old friends.
We are old friends. We probably met in some past life. Reincarnation, you know, fascinating.
Oh, you do say such ripping things.
Do I? Pass me a cigarette. Let's put our feet up.
All right.
You can't.
Yes, a bit.
You should teach Simon. He always gets opposed to that.
I'd rather teach you.
You're so gallant and chivalrous, much more like an American than an Englishman.
Oh, I could go on saying nice things to you forever.
Oh, Sandy. There now.
Is anyone else coming to stay?
Anyone else? You don't know. You just don't know. Give me my... Never mind.
You said it would be quite quiet with no noise at all.
I was wrong. It's going to be noisy with herds of angry people stomping about.
Judith, my dear, isn't this fine?
Too lovely. May I read this?
What others?
Didn't you come by the 4:30?
Yes.
Did you see anyone else at the station?
Yes, several people. I didn't know they were coming here.
Well, they are.
Sorel said it was going to be just ourselves this weekend.
Sorel?
Yes, didn't she tell you she'd asked me? Weren't you expecting me?
Simon muttered something about you coming down, but Sorel never mentioned it. Isn't that odd of her?
You're divinely mad family. How do you do? It's useless waiting for introductions with the Blisses. My name's Myra Arundel.
Sandy Tyrell. Myra Arundel. Myra Arundel. Sandy Tyrell. There.
Is that your car outside?
Yes.
Well, Judith, I think you might have told me that someone was motoring down. A nice car would have been so much more comfortable than that beastly train.
I didn't know you were coming till just a little while ago.
Isn't this heavenly? After London. It was terribly hot when I left. You look well, Judith. Rusticating obviously agrees with you.
I'm glad you think so. Personally, I feel a nervous breakdown is imminent.
Oh, poor dear. How ghastly. What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. Yet. Myra. But I have presentiments. Come upstairs, Sandy. I'll show you to your room. I'll send Simon down for you. He's shaving, I think, but you won't mind that, will you?
Myra, this is marvelous.
Not now, Simon. It's too hot.
You look beautifully cool.
I'm more than cool, really, but it's not climactic coolness. I've been mentally chilled to the marrow by Judith's attitude.
Why? What did she say?
Not much. She was bouncing about on the couch with a young thing in flannels and seemed to rather resent my appearance.
You mustn't take any notice of Mother.
I'll try not to, but it's difficult.
She adores you, really.
I'm sure she does.
She's upset today because Father and Sorel have been asking people down without telling her.
Oh, the poor dear, I quite see why.
You look enchanting.
Thank you, Simon.
Are you pleased to see me?
Yes, of course, that's why I came.
Oh, darling!
Shh, don't shout.
If you're most colossally temperamental, I should like to kiss you and kiss you and kiss you and break everything in the house and jump into the river.
Oh, dear Simon.
You're absolutely everything I want you to be. Absolutely everything. Marvelous clothes, marvelous looks, marvelous brains. Oh God, it's terrible.
I dined with Charlie Templeton last night.
What? You're a devil. You only did it to upset me. He can't do anything but dither about the embassy in badly cut trousers. You loathe him, you know you do. You're too intelligent not to. You can't like him and me at the same time. It's impossible.
Don't be so conceited.
Darling, I adore you.
That's right.
But you're callous. That's what it is. Callous. You don't care a damn. You don't love me a bit. Do you?
Love's a very big word, Simon.
It isn't. It's tiny. What are we to do?
What do you mean?
We can't go on like this.
I'm not going on like anything.
Yes, you are. You're going on like Medusa. And there are these awful snakes popping their heads out of me from under your hat. I shall be turned to stone in a minute, and then you'll be very sorry.
You're very sweet, and I'm very fond of you.
Tell me what you've been doing. Everything.
Nothing.
What did you do after you dined with Charlie Templeton?
Oh, supped with Charlie Templeton.
Well, I don't care a damn. I hope you ate a lot and enjoyed yourself. There.
Generous boy. Come and kiss me.
You don't really want to. You're only playing up to me now.
Oh, I'm aching for it.
I love you!
This weekend's going to be strenuous.
Hell upon earth. 15 million people in the house. We'll get up at 7 and rush away down the river.
No, we won't.
Don't let either of us agree to anything. We'll both be difficult. I love being
You
difficult.
certainly do.
But I'm in the most lovely mood just now. Just seeing you makes me feel grand.
Is your father here?
Yes, he's working on his new novel.
Oh, he writes brilliantly.
Doesn't he? Drinks too much tea, though.
Well, can't do too much on Shirley.
Tends his stomach.
Who's Sandy Tyrell?
Never heard of him.
Well, he's here with Judith.
That poor thing with hot hands will ignore him.
I thought he looked rather nice.
You must be absolutely mad. He looks completely disgusting.
Idiot.
Smooth my hair with your soft white hands.
Oh, it's got glue in it.
You smell heavenly. What is it?
Bonjour, Rosie.
How appropriate.
Not now, Simon. You're too demonstrative today.
Damn, damn, damn it, those treeries!
This is Mrs. Bliss's house.
Yes, this is it.
Is Miss Sorel Bliss in?
I suppose so. I see if I can find her.
Hello! Did you enjoy your journey?
Yes, thank you very much. Miss Coryton and I met down at the station. We introduced ourselves as we were waiting for the only taxi to arrive.
Oh, I took the only taxi. How maddening of me.
Miss Arundel, how do you do? I never recognized you.
I did. Have we met?
No, I mean, I recognized you as the one who took the taxi.
You are Sorel's brother.
Yes, she'll be done in a minute. Come into the garden, Myra.
Oh, but Simon, we can.
Yes, we can. I shall go mad if I stay in this house much longer. Tea will be done in a minute.
Well,
Very strange young man.
very rude, I think.
Have you ever met him before?
No, I only know Mr. Bliss. He's a wonderful person.
I wonder if he knows you're here.
Perhaps the funny woman who opened the door will tell him.
It was fortunate that we met at the station.
I'm frightfully glad. I should have been terrified arriving all by myself.
I hope the weather keeps good around Sunday. The country around here is delightful.
Yes.
There's nothing quite like England in the spring and summer.
No, there isn't, is there?
There's a sort of quality you get here that you get in no other countries.
Have you travelled a lot?
Yes, a good deal.
How lovely.
Spain is a very beautiful country,
Yes, I've always heard Spain was awfully pretty.
except for the bullfights. No one who ever really enjoyed horses can enjoy a bullfight.
Nor anyone who loved bulls either.
Exactly.
Italy's awfully pretty, isn't it?
Oh, yes, perfectly charming.
I've always wanted to go to Italy.
And Rome is a beautiful city.
Yes, I've always heard Rome was awfully pretty.
And Naples and Capri. Capri is enchanting.
Oh, it must be.
Have you been abroad?
Yes, I went to Dieppe once. We had a house there for the summer.
Dear little place, dear.
Yes, it was awfully pretty.
family, I believe.
I wonder if Mr. Bliss knows I'm here.
Yes, I wonder.
Couldn't we ring a bell or anything?
Yes, perhaps we should.
I don't suppose it rings.
You mustn't be depressed.
I feel horrid.
It's always a little embarrassing going to a new house for the first time, but you're like Sorel, she's perfectly charming.
I wonder where she is.
Tea should be here soon.
Oh, do you think they have tea?
Oh, yes. It must.
Well, we better go on waiting then.
Do you mind if I smoke?
No, not a bit.
Will you?
Nothing.
I got this case in Japan. It's pretty, isn't it?
Awfully pretty.
Oh, Richard, I'm dreadfully sorry. I didn't know you were here.
We've been here a good while.
Oh, how awful. Please forgive me. I was upstairs.
This is Miss Coryton.
Oh,
How do you do?
have you come to see Father?
Yes.
He's in his study. You better go up.
I don't know the way.
Oh, well, I'll take you. Come on. Wait a minute, Richard. It's along that passage in the third door on the right.
Oh, thank you. The poor girl looks half-witted.
She's shy, I think.
Yes, I hope Father will find her a comfort.
Tell me one thing, Sorel. Did your father and mother know I was coming?
Yes, they were awfully pleased.
A rather nice-looking woman came down in a big hat and went straight into the garden with a young man without saying a word.
That was Mother, I expect. We're an independent family. We entertain our guests sort of separately.
Oh, I see.
It was sweet of you to come.
I wanted to. I've thought about you a lot.
Have you really? How thrilling.
You're so alive and vital and different than other people.
I'm so frightened you'll be bored here.
Why should I be?
Oh, I don't know. But you won't be, will you? Or if you are, tell me at once and we shall do something quite different.
You're rather dear, you know.
I'm not. I'm devastating, entirely lacking in restraint. So is Simon. It's Father and Mother's fault, really. You see, they're so vague. They've spent their whole lives cultivating their arts and not devoting any time to ordinary conventions and manners and things. I'm the only one who sees that. So I'm trying to be better. I'd love to be beautifully poised and carry off typical conversations with a lift of the eyebrows.
I'm sure you could carry off anything.
Ah, there you are, you see? Saying the right thing. You always say the right thing, and no one knows what you're really thinking.
Well, now I'm afraid to say anything in case you think I'm only being correct.
But you are being correct. I wish you'd teach Simon to be correct too.
That would be uphill work, I'm afraid.
Why, don't you like
I
it?
won't dislike it.
Would you like to see the garden?
Very much so.
As a matter of fact, you better wait until after tea. Shall I sing you something?
Yes, I should love it.
I don't really want to a bit. Only I'm trying to entertain you. It's easy as pie to talk in someone else's house, like at the dance the other night. But here on my own ground, I'm finding it quite difficult.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it isn't your fault. Honestly, it isn't. You're awfully kind and responsive. What shall we do?
I'm rather happy talking to you.
Can you play mahjong?
No, I'm afraid I can't.
I'm so glad. I do hate it so. Here's tea.
Where's your mama, dear?
Out in the garden, I think.
It's starting to rain.
Oh, everyone will come dashing in then. How awful.
Won't the luggage get rather wet?
What luggage?
Bring it in after I've made the tea.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
We ought to have got William up from the village.
It's Saturday.
I know it is.
It's playing cricket.
Oh, do sit down and smoke. I can easily manage it.
Oh, certainly not.
How typical of Myra to have so many bags. Oh, there now, we've probably broken something. Ah.
Last ones.
Do you know what to wash if you want to?
No, but I'm all right.
Oh, hello, Sorel. How are you?
I'm splendid. Do you know Mr. Greatham?
Oh, yes, we've met several times.
Ah, come and sit down, Myra.
So is tea ready?
Yes, just.
Ah, Simon, come and be nice to Miss Coryton.
Oh, we've met already.
There's no reason for you not to be nice to her.
How do you do?
How do you do? Are you staying here?
I hope so.
Well, forgive my rather frowsy appearance, but I've been working very hard.
Father, this is Mr. Greatham.
How are you? When did you arrive?
This
That's
afternoon.
good. Have some tea. Everyone, do your own milk and sugar or else we shall get bubbles. Where's your mother, Simon?
She was last seen in the punt.
How extraordinary. She can't hunt.
Sandy Tyrell is with her.
Ah, well, she'll be all right then. Who's he?
I don't know.
Do sit down, everybody.
It's going to thunderstorm. I don't think this morning. Sandy Tyrell, everybody.
How do you do?
Mother, this is Mr. Greatham.
Yes, you were here before, weren't you?
For what, darling?
Before I went out to the hunt. There was someone else here too, a fair girl. Oh, there you are. How do you do? Sit down, Sandy, and tell anything you want. Simon, give Sandy some bread and butter.
Here.
Thank you. Thanks.
So,
How far are you
pity
from
about this
Maidenhead
big
exactly? The train coming down was awfully crowded.
Absolutely right. Sorry, but you know, Russia really was much nicer than what
Pull her out.
I don't mind.
No, you always guess it too quickly.
What do we have to do?
First kill someone who's an advert,
And then someone goes out, you see, and comes back in, and you'll have chosen what amongst yourselves, and he, she, or whoever it is, will ask a question, and then you have to try.
Not an ordinary question, Simon. They have to ask them to do something in the manner of the work. And
And then you act out whatever it is, you see.
the answer to the question, you see.
What sort of thing is one expected to do?
the usual things, like reciting if, or playing the piano.
I can't play the piano.
Never mind, you can fake it, as long as it conveys the idea of the word. The word we've all thought of.
Yes, the word we've all chosen when whoever it is out of the room.
I'm afraid I don't quite understand.
Never mind, I'll explain it. So someone goes out,
I'll
you
go out
see.
the first time just to show her.
Well, what you need to do is act in the manner of the word.
Look here, everybody, I'm going out.
All right, go on.
The history game is quite good, where two people go out and come back in as Queen Elizabeth or Lord Byron or somebody.
Oh, I'm no earthly good at this sort of thing.
I'll show you, Sandy.
Well, how about whom, when, where? We haven't played that one in ages.
We will afterwards. We'll do this one first. Go on, Sorel.
Don't be too long.
Now then.
Bitterly.
No, we did that one last week. She'll know.
Intensely.
Too difficult.
There was an amusing game I played at the Harringtons' house. You see, everybody was blindfolded.
This room's not big enough for that. What about winsomely?
I wish I knew what we had to do.
You'll see when we start playing.
If we stop playing.
Mother's brilliant at games like these. You went there. Do you remember when we played Mackenzie?
Oh, yes. Blanche was so cross when I nibbled on Freddie's ear in the manner of the word.
What was the word?
I don't remember.
Perhaps that's just as well.
What about drearily?
Not definite enough.
Winsomely is best.
She shot against it straight off.
These games are much too brainy for me.
Young Norman Robinson used to be marvellous at this. Do you remember?
Yes, wonderful sense of humor.
Yes, he's lost it all since his marriage.
I didn't know you knew him.
Well, considering he's married to my cousin.
We don't seem to be getting on with the game.
We haven't chosen a word yet.
Rightly.
Too obvious.
Very well. Don't snap at me.
Saucily. I have a lovely idea for saucily.
I should think rudely would be easiest.
Don't be sour, Myra.
The thing to do is to pick a really obscure word.
Too bad Irene isn't here. She knows masses of obscure words.
She probably picked them up from all of her obscure friends.
It's no use being catty about Irene. She's a perfect darling.
I wasn't being catty at all.
Yes, you were.
Hurry up! Quickly, you must think.
Appendicitis.
That's not an adverb.
You're thinking of charades, dear.
Oh, charades are damn good fun.
Yes, but we don't happen to be doing them at the moment.
Sorry.
Saucily.
Winsomely's best.
Fine, centre in.
Sorel, come on, we're ready.
Wait, which one is it? Winsomely or saucily?
Saucily, just pick one. Wins.
Go and take a flower out of that vase and give it to Richard.
Very well.
Marvelous, mother.
Lovely. Now, Myra, get up and say goodbye to everyone in the manner of the word.
Goodbye.
No.
Why? What is it? It hasn't got the intonation of it.
Mother, darling, do shut up.
Remember, Judith dear, what an advantage you have over us poor amateurs, having been a professional for so long.
I don't like so long very much.
Do you think we might go on now?
Go on to the next one, I'm not doing any more.
Oh, please do. You are simply splendid.
Doesn't matter. Light a cigarette in the manner of the word.
I don't seem to remember the word.
You remember?
Oh, yes.
No.
I can't think what that's meant to be.
I was doing my best.
It's so dreadfully easy. No one can do it right.
You better go on to the next.
Oh, what word did you do? Whisper.
Saucily.
Oh, he was doing the wrong word.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
Give him another chance.
No, it's Jackie's turn now. We'll come round to him again, I'm afraid.
Do a dance in the manner of the word.
I can't.
Nonsense. Of course you can.
No, I can't, honestly.
Come on, just have a shot at it.
No, I'm not trying to walk
Really ridiculous what everyone thinks.
I'm awfully stupid at anything like this.
It's only a game after all.
Oh, come along, try.
I couldn't. Please
Leave her alone if she doesn't want to.
What's the use of playing at all if people won't do it properly?
It's so simple.
It's awfully difficult if you haven't done it before.
Go on to the next one.
Unless everyone's in it, we won't play at all.
Now, don't lose your temper.
Lose my temper? Ha, I like that. No one has given me the slightest indication of what the word is. You all argue and squabble.
Talk. Everybody talks far too much.
I didn't understand why people won't play on after all.
It's a hate game, and I don't want to play it again ever.
You haven't played it at all yet.
Don't be rude, Sorel.
Really, Simon, the way you go on is infuriating.
It's always the same. Whenever Sorel goes out, she gets quarrelsome.
Quarrelsome.
Don't worry, Jackie, you needn't do anything you don't want to.
I think, going forward, we should limit ourselves to social conversation and not try anything in the least intelligent.
How can you be so unkind, Mother?
Don't snap at me
It's
like
all
that.
my fault. I know it's awfully silly, but it embarrasses me terribly doing anything in front of people.
I should think the word was winsomely.
You were listening outside the door then.
Ha, not at all. Miss Coryton gave it away.
Why, Miss Coryton, all of a sudden? You've been calling her Jackie all the evening. You're far too grand, Sorel.
And you're absolutely maddening. I'll never play anything with you as long as I live.
That won't break my heart. Stop! Come into the garden, Jackie. I'm sick of this.
Don't let him take you out on the river. He's not very good at it.
Very funny.
So, you're behaving disgracefully.
Simon ought to go to the army or something.
You both ought to be in reformatories.
This always happens whenever we play
exert a little more influence over the children.
That's right. Blame it all on me.
After all, dear, you started it by snapping everybody up.
You never should have married me, David. It was a great mistake.
This house, the atmosphere of it becomes more unbearable every day. And that's all because Simon and Sorel are allowed to do exactly what they like.
You sit upstairs all day writing your novels.
Novels, my pet, which earn us our daily bread.
Daily bread nonsense. We have enough money to live in comfort till we die.
And that will be very soon, if we can't get a little peace. Come into the garden, my dear.
I do hope the night air will cool you.
I don't know what's happened to you lately, Judith.
Nothing's happened to me. Nothing ever does. You're far too smug to allow it.
Smug, thank you.
Yes, smug, 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 and pompous.
I do hope you haven't been drinking, dear.
Drinking. Ha! That's very amusing.
I would think it's rather tragic at your time of life. It's all right. Don't wait up.
David's been a good husband to me, but he's wearing a bit thin now.
Would you like me to go to leave you alone for a little?
Why are you afraid I shall become violent?
No, I thought merely perhaps I was in the way.
I do hope you're not embarrassed. I couldn't stand if you were embarrassed.
Not in the least.
Marriage is a hideous affair altogether, don't you think?
I'm really hardly qualified to judge. You
Do
see.
stop being non-committal just for a moment. It's doubly annoying in view of us all having lost control so lamentably.
I'm sorry.
There's nothing to be sorry for, is there? Because that's your thing, isn't it? Observe everything. Give yourself away, even an inch.
I suppose it is.
You'll get used to us, and then you'll feel cozier. Why don't you sit?
I'm having a wonderful time.
That's very sweet of you, but I don't see how you could be.
Of course I am.
But that's a very genuine laugh. You're getting on. Are you in love with Sorel?
In love with Sorel?
Oh, no, I've killed it. I've just murdered that tender little feeling of comfort that is swept over you by sheer tactlessness. Would you teach me to be tactful?
Did you really think I was in love with Sorel?
Oh, it's so hard to tell, isn't it? You may not even know yourself. She is very attractive.
She is. Very.
Have you ever heard her sing?
No, not yet.
She sings beautifully. Are you susceptible to music?
I'm afraid I don't know much about those things.
You probably are then. I'll sing something for you.
Please do.
You know, it's awfully hard for a woman of my temperament to have a grown-up daughter. I have to put my pride in my pocket and I train her up in all the various feminine tricks that will one day put me out entirely.
Oh, that wouldn't be possible.
Oh, I do hope you meant that, because it's a sweet remark.
Of course I meant it.
Would you lean on the piano in an attentive manner? It's such a help.
You're rather extraordinary.
Really? In what way?
When I first met Sorel, I imagined what she'd be like.
Oh, did you? Am I?
Exactly. Thank you.
Pretty, isn't it?
Perfectly enchanting.
Shall we sit down again?
And won't you sing any more?
Oh, no more. I want you to talk to me. Tell me all about yourself and all the wonderful things you've done.
I've done nothing.
What a shame, why not?
I never realize how dead I am until I meet people like you. It's depressing, you know.
Nonsense, you're not a bit dead.
Do you always live here?
Well, I'm going to, from now on. I intend to sink into a very beautiful old age. When the children marry, I shall wear a cap.
How absurd.
You've been a funny cap.
No, you're far too full of vitality to sink into anything.
It's entirely spurious vitality. If you bothered to look below the surface, you would see a very wistful and weary spirit. I've been reckoning with life for a long time.
Surely such successful battles as yours have not been weary.
But they are, frightfully. I've reached the age where I want to sit back and let things go on around me. And they do.
I should like to know exactly what you're thinking about. Really.
I was thinking of calling you Richard. It's such a nice and compromising name.
I'd be very flattered if you would.
I won't suggest that you call me Judith unless you're really comfortable with me.
But I do. Judith.
Could you give me a cigarette?
Certainly.
That's a divine case.
It was given to me in Japan 3 years ago. All these little designs mean things.
What sort of things?
A chance for happiness and luck and love.
Which is the charm for love?
That's what.
Yeah.
Judith! I don't know.
What are we to do?
I
What
don't
are
know
we
what
to
came
do?
over me.
David must
I
be
don't
told
know.
everything. Yes. There come moments in life when it's necessary to be honest, absolutely honest. I've long trained myself to shun the underhanded methods so many women so often employ. The truth must be faced fair and square.
The truth I don't quite understand.
Dear Richard, you're trying to spare me, so chivalrous I know, but it's no use. After all, as I've said, David has been a good husband to me and caught him to his lights. This may break him up, rather, but that can't be helped. You must be told. I wonder how to take it. They say that suffering's good for writers. It strengthens their psychology. Oh my God, David! You must go out into the garden and wait.
Well, wait for what?
For me, Richard. For me. Romance was dead, though I would never know its like again. Before, you know, I had my career, my life in the theatre, but now nothing. Nothing. It's all empty and hollow like a broken shell.
Judith,
And now
I
you've come.
apologize for what I did.
It's just changed. It's magic. I'm under a spell I thought never to be captured again.
But Judith,
Don't try to talk me out of it. I am resolved, and as my self-appointed cabaret, it is the only possible way. Look here, Mother. Oh, what is it? I don't know, Mother. Neither do I.
It's all my fault. I'm so
What a
sorry.
fool I've been. I'm a fool.
I'm very sorry.
Shush, it has passed the point with superficial apologies.
Mother, be natural for a minute.
I don't know what you mean, Sorel. I'm trying to realize a very bitter truth as calmly as I can.
There's nothing so very bitter about it.
Poor child.
Oh, very well. I love Sandy and he loves me. Why shouldn't we love each other if we want to?
Sandy was in love with me this afternoon.
Oh, not real love. You know it wasn't.
I know that now.
I say, look here. I'm terribly sorry.
Listen, no need for apologies. It's my fault, really, for having been so ridiculous.
Mother!
Just ridiculous. I'm getting old. And the sooner I realize it, the better. Youth will be served. So pretty, Sorel. Much prettier than I ever was. I'm so glad that you're so pretty.
Oh, I feel a fearful cad.
And why should you? You've answered the only call that really matters. Of love, and romance, and spring. I forgive you, Sandy. Leave me. There.
Well, that's all right then.
I resent what else. You seem to be taking things too much for granted. You're not understanding. I'm making a great sacrifice here.
Sorry, darling.
It's very cruel to do this at this time of life.
Mother, say you understand and forgive.
Understand. You forget, child, that I am a woman.
I know you are, Mother. That's what makes it all so poignant.
If you want Sorel, I give her to you. Unconditionally.
Thanks. Awfully, Mrs. Bliss.
You can still call me Judith, can't you? It's not too much to ask.
Judith.
There. Away with melancholy. This is all very exciting. We must all be very happy.
Don't tell Father yet.
Oh, no, you won't tell anyone. This will be our little secret.
You are splendid, Mother.
Nonsense. I just believe in being honest with oneself. It's so cleansing. I'm going to go upstairs, have a little aspirin. Youth. Strange, mad muddle you make of things.
Well, that's that.
Yes.
Oh, it's all right. Don't look so gloomy. I know you don't love me, really.
I say, Sorel.
Oh, don't protest. You know you don't. Any more than I love you.
But you told Judith.
I was only playing up. One always plays up to Mother in this house. It's sort of an unwritten law.
But didn't she mean all she said?
Ha! No. Really, we none of us ever mean anything.
She seemed awfully upset.
It must have been a slight shock for her to find us clasped tightly in each other's arms.
I say, I believe I do love you, Sorel.
Oh. A month ago, I should have gone on to let you believe that. But now I can't. I'm bent on improving myself.
I don't understand.
Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter. You just fell a victim to the atmosphere, that's all. There we were, alone in the library, with the windows wide open, and probably a nightingale somewhere about.
I only heard a cuckoo.
Even a cuckoo is charm, in moderation. You kissed me because you were awfully nice, and I was awfully nice, and we both liked kissing very much. It was inevitable. And then Mother found us and got dramatic. Her sense of the theatre is always straight to her. She knows we shan't marry the same as you and I do. You're under absolutely no obligation to me at all.
I wish I understood you a bit better.
Never mind about understanding me. Let's go back to the library.
All right.
And you see, he comes in and finds her there waiting for him.
She hadn't been away at all.
No, and that's psychologically right, I'm sure. No woman under the similar circumstances would.
How brilliant of you to see that. The whole thing sounds most excellent.
Well, I got badly stuck in the middle of the book when the boy came down to Oxford, but it worked out all right, eventually.
When shall I be able to read it?
I will send you the proofs. You can help me correct them.
How divine. I shall feel most important.
Would you like a cigarette or anything?
No, thank you.
Oh, well, I believe I'll have a drink.
Oh, very well. I'll have some plain soda water then.
There isn't any ice. Do you mind?
Not a bit.
Right. There we are. There we are. Cheers.
Thank you. I wonder where everybody is.
Not here. Thank God.
It must be horribly worrisome for you having a house full of people.
Oh, depends on the people.
I have a slight confession to make.
Confession?
Do you know why I came down here?
Not in the least. I suppose one of us asked you. Didn't they?
Oh, yes. They asked me, but...
Well?
You see, I was invited once before. Last September.
Well, I was in America then.
Exactly. I'm a very determined woman, you know, and I'd made up my mind to meet you ages ago.
Well, that was charming of you, but not much to meet, really.
I read Broken Reed.
Did you like it?
You like it? Oh, I think it's one of the finest books I've ever read.
There.
How do you manage to know so much about women?
I'm afraid my knowledge of them is, sadly superficial.
You can't call Evelyn's character superficial. It's amazing.
Why are you being so nice to me? Have you got a plan about something?
How suspicious you are.
Well, I can't help it. You are a very attractive woman, and I am always suspicious of attractive people on principle.
Not a very good principle.
I will tell you something strictly between ourselves.
Do.
You're wrong about me.
Wrong? In what way?
I write very bad novels.
Don't be ridiculous.
And you know I do because you're a very intelligent person.
I know nothing of the sort.
Well, tell me, why are you being so nice to me?
Because I want to be.
Why?
You're a very clever and amusing man.
Splendid.
Think I've quite lost my heart to you?
Shall we elope?
David!
Oh, there. Now you've called me David.
Oh, do you mind?
Oh, not at all.
I don't think you're being very kind.
So what makes you think that?
You're being rather the cynical author laughing up his sleeve at the gushing in Myra.
I think you're a very interesting woman and very nice looking.
Do you?
Yes. Would you like me to make love to you?
Really? I wish you wouldn't say things like that.
I've knocked you off your plate. I'll look away for a minute and you can climb onto it again.
Isn't this wonderful?
Yes. Now then.
Now then what?
You're adorable. You're magnificent. You're tawny.
I'm not tawny.
Don't argue.
This is sheer affectation.
Affectation's very nice.
No, it's not. Oh, yes.
You mustn't be cross.
I'm not in the least bit cross.
Yes, you are. But you're very alluring.
Alluring.
Tremendously.
I can hear your brain clicking. It's very funny.
Well, that was rather rude.
Oh, you've been consistently rude to me for hours.
Oh, never mind.
Why have you?
I'm always rude to people I like.
Do you like me?
Tremendously.
How sweet of you.
But I don't like your methods.
Methods? What methods?
Well, you're far too pleasant to occupy yourself with the commonplace.
And you spoil yourself by trying to be clever.
Thank you.
Besides, I don't know what you mean by commonplace.
Oh, you mean you want me to explain?
Not at all.
Very well, I will.
I shan't listen.
Oh, you'll pretend not to, but you'll hear every word, really.
You're so inscrutable and quizzical. Just what a feminine psychologist should be.
I am, aren't I?
You frighten me terribly.
Darling.
Don't call me darling.
Oh, that was inconsiderate and rude. You've been trying to make me all the evening.
Your conceit is outrageous.
It's no conceit at all. You've been consistently buttering me up because you want a nice little intrigue.
How dare you?
And it's true. It's true. If it weren't true, you wouldn't be so angry.
I find you insufferable.
Myra. Dear Myra.
Don't touch me!
Let's have a nice little intrigue. The only reason I was so annoying is because I like to see things as they are, and I pretend they are, but they're not.
Words. Masses and masses of words.
They are great fun to play with.
I'm glad you think so. Personally, they bore me stiff.
Oh, Myra, don't be statuesque.
Let go my hand.
You're magnificent.
Let go my hand.
I won't.
You will.
Rather. You're perfectly sweet. You must admit it's an entrancing amusement.
Forgive me for interrupting.
Are there any chocolates in the house?
No, David.
I want very much, more than anything in the world, to have a chocolate right at this moment.
This is a very unpleasant situation, David.
It's horrible.
You better talk to her.
I shall do nothing of the sort.
Please, don't be difficult.
I apologize, Judith.
Oh, no. Don't apologize. I understand completely.
David, please let go of my hand. I should like to go to bed.
I would stay if I were you. It would be more dignified.
Well, there really isn't any sort of necessity for a scene.
I don't want to see. I just want to straighten things out.
Very well. Go ahead.
June has always been a very unlucky month. I don't want any explanations or excuses. They're so cheap. It's bound to happen sooner or later. It always does to everybody. The thing to do is just keep calm.
I am. Perfectly.
There's such a thing as being too calm.
Sorry, dear.
That is dealt me another blow. I don't mind.
What did you say?
I said, life has dealt me another blow, but I didn't mind.
Oh, rubbish.
Frederick, dear, because you're in the wrong. It's perfectly understandable.
Now, Judith.
No, David, you cannot calmly sit there. Just ignore the real issue. Calmly as that. I've known for a long time. I subconsciously realized that you've stopped caring for me in that way.
What do you mean, that way?
Just that way. It's quite tragic, rather inevitable. I'm growing old now. Men don't grow old the way women do, as you'll find to your cost, Myra, in a year or two. David maintained his youth astonishingly, perhaps because he's had fewer cares and responsibilities than I.
This is all ridiculous hysteria.
No, Myra. Judith is right. What are we to do?
Tim, nothing.
Do you love her truly, David?
Madly.
David!
Did you think I was just joking now? Can't you see that my flippancy was just a mask, hiding my true emotions, crushing them down desperately?
David,
Yes, I knew it. The time has come for the dividing of the ways.
What on earth does that mean?
It means I'm not the kind of woman to hold a man against his will.
You're both making a mountain out of a molehill. David doesn't love me, Madeline. I don't know him.
Shh. You do love me. I can see it in your eyes, your every gesture. I give you to her freely and without rancor. We must all remain friends always.
Judith, do you mean this?
You know I do.
How can we ever repay you?
Just by being happy. Leave this place soon. Dissociations will become painful for me, especially in the autumn.
Judith, listen.
October is such a mournful month. Perhaps I should go abroad. In a pension somewhere. In Italy, perhaps. Cypresses of the garden. I do so love cypresses.
But what about the children?
You will have to share them, dear.
I'll pay you exactly half the royalties I make from everything, Judith.
That's very generous of you.
Well, you've been magnificent throughout. This is a crisis in our lives, and thanks to you.
Judith, I will speak.
Myra,
sake, it would be agonizing for her now. She would be brave and magnificent throughout, and we should not do anything to exacerbate the situation. Come! Let us go into the garden.
I will not go into
Please
the
go!
garden.
I don't think I can take any more just now.
So, this is the end. Judith.
Yes, my dear. The end. Mother, I've got something important to tell you.
Very well, dear.
Where's Sorel?
In the library, I'm afraid.
Sorel, come out, I've got something vital to tell you.
You seem rather excited, my boy. What's the matter?
What's the matter?
I wish everyone wouldn't be so depressed. It's good news.
Oh, good news. I thought perhaps Jackie'd been drowned.
Jackie hasn't been drowned. She's been something else.
Simon, what do you mean?
Jackie! Jackie! She has become engaged to me!
Simon, this is too much.
Mother dear, why on earth are you crying?
Oh, my chicks are living in the depths. Soon I will only have my lovely friend. Jackie, come and kiss me. I must promise to make my son happy. Mrs. Bliss. I understand. I have not been a mother for nothing. But it's not true. You're trying to spare my feelings. I know.
Well, I won't spare your feelings or anybody else's. You are the most insufferable lot of hypocrites I've ever met. This whole house is a featherbed of false notions. You're posing, self-centered, egoist, and I'm sick to death of all of you.
Myra!
Let me speak. I've been working onto this only every time I open my mouth, I moan over my theatrical effects. There is the among the lot of you. Judith, it's a great pity you ever left the stage. It's your rightful home. You can rant and roar there as much as ever you like.
Roar, they can't give you
I'm a good place.
What's going on? Is this a game?
And again, it must be played to the finish.
Zara, what does this mean?
So many illusions shattered, so many dreams trampled to the dust.
It's love's whirlwind! Dear old love's whirlwind!
I don't understand. You and Victor, my gosh! I'm crying.
She'll cry more, poor mite, when she realizes her mother is it!
Don't say it! I've given you all the mixed life I'm living. Oh, you, my woman, and now my child. Would you tear the very heart out of me? I tell you, it's infamous that men like you should be allowed to pollute society. You ruined my life. Nothing. Where can I turn for help? Is this true? Answer me, is this true? Yes, yes. You?
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Oh, say, don't cry.
I'm not crying.
You were. I beg you.
It's this house. It gets on my nerves.
Oh, I don't wonder. After last night.
What were you doing in the library just now?
Hiding.
Hiding?
Yes. I didn't want to run up against any of the family.
Oh, I wish I'd never come. I had all these horrible nightmares. All these fearful dragons crawling across the walls.
Dragons?
Yes! I'm in the Japanese room. Everything in it, it's Japanese, even the bed.
Oh! Awful!
I think they're all mad, you know.
The Blisses?
Yes, they must be.
Oh, I've been thinking the same thing.
Do you think they know they're mad?
People never do.
Well, it was Mr. Bliss who asked me down, and he barely paid any attention to me at all. I went to his study as soon as I arrived yesterday, and he said, "Well, who the hell are you?"
Didn't he remember?
Oh, he said afterwards, but then he brought me down to tea and left me.
Are you really engaged to Simon?
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, well, you were last night.
So were you, to Sorel.
Not properly. We talked it over.
Well, I don't know what happened to me. I was in the garden with Simon, and he was being awfully sweet. But then suddenly he kissed me, and he ran into the house and said, "We're engaged." Oh, and then that hateful Judith asked me to make him happy.
Oh, that's exactly what happened to me and Sorel. Judith threw us at each other before we knew where we were. No!
That's right. What?
I do like Sorel, though. She was jolly decent about it afterwards.
I think she's a cat.
Oh, why?
Just look at the way she lost her temper with that beastly game.
All the same, she's better than the others.
That would be very difficult. I beg your pardon.
Oh, I say, I think I've got hiccups. Oh, it's because I bolted my breakfast.
Hold as long as you can.
Oh, I'm so terribly sorry.
I don't mind, but it's a horrid feeling, isn't it?
Oh, horrible.
People have died from hiccups, you know.
Have they?
And also my mom's had them 3 days ago. Stop it.
Oh, how beastly.
Yeah, the doctor come and everything.
Oh,
I expect mine will stop soon.
Hope it will.
Oh, no!
Try getting some water the wrong way round.
Oh, what do you mean? The wrong way round?
The wrong side of the block. I'll show you. There isn't any water.
Perhaps coffee would do as well.
I've never tried the coffee, but it minds. There you are. Take a look!
I do.
I took it from the water floating upside down.
I can't reach any.
Oh, look out! Somebody's coming!
Oh, God, wait, grab the sugar! Oh, God, grab the sugar! I'm making more! Oh, God, no!
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hope you're first down.
I don't believe so.
Isn't this rain miserable?
Appalling.
Where's the bronco?
On the piano.
What a queer place for it to be.
I tapped it and it fell down.
Typical of this house. Are you having eggs and bacon or haddock?
Haddock.
Oh, I'll have haddock too. I simply couldn't strike out a plan for myself this morning. Have you seen anyone?
No.
Good, we might actually have a little peace.
Have you ever stayed here before?
No, and I never will again.
I feel far from well this morning.
I'm sorry, but I can't say I'm entirely surprised.
You see, I had the boiler room.
Oh, how horrible.
The window stuck and I couldn't open it. I nearly suffocated. And the pipes made peculiar noises all night as well.
There isn't any sugar.
Oh, we better ring.
I doubt it will do any good, but we can try.
The whole family breakfast in bed.
I neither know nor care.
They're strange people, aren't they?
Strange is putting it mildly. What's the matter? There isn't any sugar. There is, I put it in myself. Well, perhaps you could find it for us then.
That's very strange. This morning, quite a lot. I brought it in.
It obviously isn't there now.
Someone think that. That's what it is.
Seems a weird thing to do.
Do you think you could bring us some more?
All right. I'll fetch you some. The Mariani works. There's an empty paper somewhere.
Clara really is more at home in a dressing room than a house.
Was she Judith's dresser?
Of course, what other possible explanation could there be for her?
She seems good-natured, but quaint.
This haddock is disgusting.
Isn't very nice, is it?
Here are dear.
Thank you.
It's a shame the weather's changed. I don't know if that's front up the river. What is that? Come out! What are you doing?
Good morning. I'm afraid we've broken the coffee cup.
Was there any coffee in it?
Oh, yes, quite a bit.
Oh, the carpet!
Oh, it's all my fault. I'm terribly sorry.
How did you come to do it?
Yes. And I was trying about to drink from the wrong side of the cup.
How ridiculous.
Thank heaven it wasn't one of the fine china.
Hello. Seems they've gone now anyway.
Well, it was a sudden shock, I confess.
Yes, I know. Oh, I say, it's raining.
Rainy for hours.
Miss Arundel,
Yes.
what do you plan to do about today?
Nothing except leave for London by the first train possible.
Would you mind if I came with you? I can't take another day like yesterday.
God.
Let's all go away.
Won't you be a bit rude if we all go?
Yes. You and Miss Coryton must stay.
I don't see why.
I don't think they'd mind terribly if we all left.
Yes, they would. You must at least let Mr. Greatham and I get away first. Ring for Clara. I want to find out about trains.
I hope the whole family don't come down now.
You needn't worry about that. They're sure to roll about in bed for hours. They're such a slovenly family.
I think I have some packing to do.
No, I did most of it before I came down. What is that? Could you tell us what trains there are to London?
When?
This morning.
Why? Not trying to leave, are you?
Mr. Greatham and I have to be up by lunch.
Well, you missed the 10:15.
Obviously.
Next one's not until 12:30.
Good heavens.
And that is a slow one.
Look here. I'll take you up in my car as soon as you like.
All right, lovely. You've got a car, haven't you?
Yes.
Well, then hold all of us.
You said it'd be rude if we all left. Hadn't you and Mr. Greatham better wait for the train?
Oh, so
We would be very, 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 very grateful if there was any extra room.
Oh, I'm sure I can squeeze you in.
Then that's settled then.
All right, we can stop.
As soon as you're ready.
Miss Arundel, what are you going to do about sleeping, Clara?
I don't know. What do you think?
I've hardly seen her since I've been here.
Have they got a house maid or anything?
I don't think so.
Is 10 bob enough?
Each!
Too much.
We'd better do £1.10 between us.
Very well. Will you do it and I'll settle up in the car?
Must I?
Yes. Ring for her.
You do it much better.
No, I shouldn't. Let's go upstairs and finish up happening.
All right.
Here, what? Don't leave me!
I'll just go outside and look at the car. Will you all be ready in 10 minutes?
Yes, 10 minutes.
Righto.
Hello. Where's everybody gone?
Oh, they've gone to get ready. We're leaving in Mr. Tyrell's car.
A bit sudden, isn't it?
This is for you, Clara, for all your hard work.
Aren't you with here now? There wasn't any trouble.
I'm sure it must have been a lot of extra effort.
One gets used to that around here.
Goodbye, Clara.
Good morning, Clara. Have the papers come?
Yes, I'll go fetch them.
Thank you. It's one of my oranges.
No, I haven't. Just outside.
Good morning, darling. Listen to this. Judith Bliss was seen in a box at their Haymarket on Tuesday, looking as lovely as ever. There, now I thought I looked hideous on Tuesday. You look sweet.
There's your oranges. Did you eat a nice bit of the referee?
No, thanks.
The referee is much better.
I saw a gay and colourful Judith Bliss at the Wings and Strays matinee last week. She was talking vivaciously to producer Basil Dean. I assume I say to myself, where ignorance is bliss, 'tis folly to be wise.
Dear referee, it's so unself-conscious.
Want more coffee? Drink for it.
I wish I was sitting on a lovely South Sea island with masses of palm trees and coconuts and turtles.
Oh, it's divine, isn't it?
I wonder where everybody is.
No wonder. Mary Saunders has got more failure.
She must be used to it by now.
Good morning, darling.
Oh, Simon, how lovely. When did you do it?
This morning, I will go.
Let's see.
I'm going to alter Helen's face. It's too pink.
exactly like her. Oh, what a clever soul I
Oh,
have.
now then, mother.
It's too wonderful. When I think of the full viewing of perambulators, oh, it makes me cry. I don't believe you ever saw us in our perambulators. No, I don't think I did.
It's finished.
What then?
The sinful woman.
Splendid, read it to us now.
I've got the last chapter right here.
Go on then.
Morning.
I believe I know that boy's face.
Listen, you remember when Violet was taken ill in Paris?
Yes, yeah. Oh, marmalade, son.
Well, I'll go on from there.
Paris in spring, with the Champs-Élysées alive and dancing in the sunlight, lightly dressed children like gay painted butterflies.
I don't know.
Damn the barometer.
Don't be cross, dear.
Keep quiet, Simon, or you can go away.
Sorry, Father.
Now, don't interrupt again.
Gay painted butterflies. The streets were thronged with hurrying vehicles, the thin beep-beep of taxi hooters.
I love pee-pee.
Seemed to merge with the other vivid noises weaving a vast pattern of sound, which was Paris. Jane Sefton, in her scarlet Hispano, swept out of the Rue Saint-Honoré and into the Place de la Concorde.
No, she wouldn't have.
Why?
Because the Rue Saint-Honoré doesn't lead into the Place de la Concorde.
Yes, you can.
You're thinking of the Rue Boisé or the Bar, Father.
I'm not thinking anything of the sort.
No, dear, darling, don't get obstinate.
Are you telling me I don't know Paris as well as you do?
Never mind, Father's probably right.
He isn't right, he's wrong.
I'll go on with your fool soul.
Don't be testy, David. It's a sign of age.
Jane Sefton, in her scarlet Hispano, swept out of the Rue Saint-Honoré into the Place de la Concorde.
Sounds ridiculous. Why don't you alter it?
It's not ridiculous, it's perfectly accurate.
No? Fine. Get it out. I'll show you.
We haven't got him out.
Look, here. Here is the Hotel Coryton, and here is the Rue Saint-Honoré,
No, it's not. That's the Rue Boisé-en-Glace.
which runs parallel to the Rue de Rivoli.
No, you've got it all muddled.
I've not got it all muddled.
Don't shout. You have.
Why has Father get on with it?
Silly to get cross in criticism. It's the sign of a small mind.
Small mind, my foot.
Now, that's very good. I'll go upstairs in a moment.
Oh, I wish you would.
David! Slowly, Father. Mother is right. He's the Place de la Concorde.
Shut up, Sorel!
Shut up. What could be?
You think you know such a lot about everything, and you're as ignorant as a frog!
Why, the bride? David, I give you my solemn promise that you're wrong.
I don't need your solemn promise because I know I'm right.
It's no use arguing with Father, Mother.
Why isn't any use arguing with Father?
Because you're both so pig-headed.
Are you going to stand there, Judith, and let your son insult me?
He's your son as well as mine.
I begin to doubt it.
How dare you?
I will never read anything I write to this family ever again. You have no interest in what I do, and you're just not interested at all whether I'm a success or a failure.
You don't sound to be a failure to cram your books with inaccuracies.
I am not inaccurate!
Yes, you are, and you're foul-tempered and spoilt.
Spoiled! Oh, I like that. This is the most insufferable family to live with.
And then why, poor thing, don't you go to live somewhere else?
Oh, that's gratitude.
Gratitude for what exactly? Mother, keep calm. Calm! I'm furious.
Oh, what have you got to be furious about? Everyone rushing around, adoring you, telling you how wonderful you are.
I am wonderful, heaven knows, I haven't spoken to you all these years. Mother, do sit down. Quiet.
How can you insult Mother that way?
You have my own child turned against me.
Don't be theatrical.
I'm wounded to the heart.
Rubbish, rubbish, rubbish.
Don't you say rubbish to me.
I will say rubbish! People really do behave in the most extraordinary manner these days.
Toast, please, Sorel.
I'm dying to hear the end.
Jane Sefton, in her scarlet hispano, swept out of the Rue Marseille Grand and into the Place Vendôme.
David, I meant to tell you, I've made a great decision.
What is that?
I really am